Hello, I hope you guys are all doing great. This is sort of going to be a video continuation of a review I made on a nail polish product. The product is this one right here. It's by Del Sol. And what this nail polish does, it changes colors in the sun. And I have pasted a link in the information section to the review I made on this product. So in the sun, my background turns completely red. If I'm in the shade, sort of like a pink tone color. And what I decided to do is add nail art on top of that. In the review, I was wearing a white French tip manicure with 2 coats of this one. It's called Ruby Slipper by Del Sol. And what I did here is I decided to do nail art on top. And the nail art is just flowers. It's the same technique, just placing your flower in different sections on each of your nails. If this is too much, maybe you can just do an accent nail. That would look very pretty as well. So we're going to be working on the flower thumb. The first thing I'm going to start by doing is 3 petals over on this corner. And I'm just doing an almond shape and then filling in the inside. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And because right now it's being done on the white area, you can't see it very much until we're done. I'm going to elongate the middle one a little more and give it a pointier tip. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing to this one here in the corner. Going to move over to this side over here, and I'm going to do the 3rd petal. Over in this corner. Okay. So there we have the 3 petals. I'm going to be going in with a light green, and I'm going to do 1 petal over on this area, and I'm going to do another petal over on the middle of the 2 last ones. And I'm using a very light green color to do them. Now I'm using a light pink, and all I'm going to do is stripe the very center of my flower with a very light pink color. Now I'm using a darker green, and all I'm going to do is outline the leaves we made and connect them to the flower. And I'm not going to outline the complete area. I'm going around the leaf and then just doing a little swirl in the middle. And there we have one of our leaves. I'm going to move over to the other one. And what we're using is 2 different colored tones. And it's a light green and a dark green. And we're just outlining parts of our green leaf, and then doing a tiny little swirl in the middle of the leaf. Using an even darker green, I'm going to go to the center of the flower, and all I'm doing is tiny little strokes in the middle of our flower, just so it could be a little bit darker. Now I'm going to move over to the leaf again, and using the even darker green, the same one we used for the center of our flower, I'm going to outline sort of like shadowing just certain areas of the leaf. This way our leaves have a little more dimension to them, and that's important, but optional. You can stop at the 2 tones and it already looks very pretty, but I'm using an even darker green, a 3rd tone, and there we have it. Using the medium green, I'm going to do a little swirl and connect it to the middle 2 petals of the white flower. I'm going to move over to this side, and I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm swerving the tip of my brush as I go up towards the flower. I'm using the darkest green to give the little swerves even a little more dimension, but this step is optional. You don't have to do the whole thing with the darkest green. You're just outlining certain areas so that it doesn't look all the same tone green. I've dipped into yellow paint, and I'm just going to do tiny little dots, very barely there dots, over the dark green middle of our flower. Using a small size dotting tool, I'm going to be placing 3 dots over that area. The next thing to do is place pink rhinestones. I'm going to be first applying my clear polish. I'm going to be dipping my dotting tool so that it becomes sticky. I'm going to pick my rhinestone and I'm going to place it over that area. I'm going to be placing a little more over this area here. Dipping again, picking and placing. And I'm going to be placing one more over that area. And this step is optional. If you don't want the rhinestones, you could probably add a little bit more of the white dots and you'd be completely done. And that's how you're going to get this design. What I'm going to do next is I'm just going to have to apply my top coat to make sure that my rhinestones stay in place. And that's usually what I do. I'm always being asked, what do I do for my rhinestones to stay in place? After I place them, I place a little more of the top coat on top. And then I allow that to dry. And after that completely dries, I go over the entire thing with my top coat. And the following day I'm going to do the same thing, and from there every other day. And my rhinestone, I never lose a rhinestone doing it that way. Now that the nail art part of this design is complete, let's go outside and see the background color change. I'm outdoors already, and as you can see there, the background has already turned a darker color, and that's what we have so far. And what I did to this side is I placed a glove, because as soon as the sun hits the background, it turns darker. So here we go. I'm going to show you how quickly this happens. There's a French manicure and it's turning darker, and little by little it'll keep getting darker. And you can hear the cars zooming by right now. I live in an avenue, so there's a lot of traffic. And there you go. That's as dark as it keeps turning, and the longer you are outside, the darker it'll turn. So this is just really fun, just if you want to add it to your collection. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video tutorial, and try out these flowers using your favorite colors regardless of the background color you choose. Be safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!